Hi, this is Ben Hall. This is my Theater 101 Chapter 8 journal entry. For the first response about Crap's last tape, this is my version that I would make. For the costumes, I would change it to being a rich man as the main character, so he's in very nice, fashionable clothes. So he has makeup on, and he's like done up very well, like he's about to go to a party or something. The lighting is mostly the same as this version that we watched. The spotlight is on the center of the stage, fixed on the main character. That's where the audience's eyes are. But it's also, I think, I want it to be zoomed out a little bit more just to see this guy. He lives in a penthouse, so you get to see how nice his apartment is, how rich he is also. But also, it reinforces how alone he is by the end of the play. Sound. I want the sounds to be mostly the same, where it's very minimal. There's some sound effects, but not that much. And then I would put in like a melancholy sort of song in the beginning that plays again at the end. And then for props, just nice furniture in his apartment, and maybe like a watch that he wears that he checks a lot throughout the play. And then for the excuse me, for the Hamilton response, to the first question, how does Broadway design differ from other forms of design? I thought from reading it, well, this is what the book said. Hamilton was one of the most complex productions ever staged at the Newman Theater, which was its debut venue. I think Broadway design differs from other forms of design in that every little detail gets scrutinized even more. Critics go to the Broadway shows and they know what to look for, and they're always looking for what might be wrong. So you have to be so on point with every little detail of your show. This lighting, sound, everything. About the historical research question, on page 117, it says, I didn't want Chris to be in a powdered wig as Washington. I wanted to see him for who he was. So, this talks about how they chose to interpret the history that's part of the play, and they can, that's like your creative license as the director and the writer. And what relationship does each designer have with the director of the production and with the producers? The biggest thing I took away from this was that every designer has a role in the storytelling of the play. So like you hear lighting, you think of lights, you hear sound, you think of sound, you hear makeup, you think of makeup, but them doing their jobs right is essential to the story being told right, and for it to come across right to the audience. And so from the pages that I read, in Hamilton, especially with this guy, I want to get his name right, Andy, there was this like intense drive that he had, and Lin-Manuel Miranda had, and the director, to get it right. And they said over and over in there that like nothing less than like perfect details for every cue would be acceptable. And I thought that was really cool, and I appreciated that level of dedication to the play and to your craft.